Hey everybody, welcome back. Todd here. Today I thought I would take you through how I'm going to process my deer. So it won't be any blood and guts. The deer's been quartered and put in a cooler, brought home. It's been aged for a few days, and we'll pick it up from there. I'll take it into my kitchen here and just break it down the way that I want it, and I'll show you what I do, and maybe you can learn something. This is not going to be necessarily a detailed how to break down a deer, how to butcher a deer, how to get all the best cuts. This is just what I'm doing, and you may like it that way or you may not. That's okay. So it's just about how I'm going to do it. So if you have an interest, come on along and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so in the big red cooler is the deer. I've moved ice bags out and put them in the other cooler. What you're looking at there is one deer. What I'm going to do at this point is separate it out, put some of the meat up here to age overnight a little bit, and I'm going to deal with the tenderloins and the back straps today in the kitchen and get those cut up. So I'll be back in a minute. So here we are, meat's unpacked. What you got there is some flank steak and really some stew meat. You got your front shoulder. The one on the back, I had to cut a big part of the shoulder out because it took a bullet hit through the bottom side of that, what will be a roast. There's your two hind quarters. Lots of good roasts in there to be broken out. And then here you go, there's your back straps on the left and your tenderloins on the right. So I'm going to go ahead and process the back straps and the tenderloins tonight. I'll take care of the flank steak and some of the stew meat tonight. And we should be good for a day or so out here. I'm going to break these down tomorrow night, give it at least another 24 hours to age out. I'll just leave it out here. It's 42 degrees out here right now, but it's temperature's diving by the moment, so it'll be back down below 40 here shortly, and it'll be down in the 30s overnight outside anyways, so we'll be just fine in here. They say aging it, you want it from about 32 degrees to 40-ish, so I think we'll be good. So there you go. Be back with you a little bit later as we break it down. Okay, I've set the operation up here inside the kitchen. I took that small tray that had that variety meat and I've cut it up. So there's one big pile of stew meat or stir fry meat. You could see there's not like even a speck of fat of any kind in there. So that'd get a good marinade on it or whatever, and then, you know, make it up. Got one flank steak trimmed up, so that's good. That'll stay that way, and I'll vacuum pack it. That's the castaways, so that's what I'm working with. And then I'll be moving on to the tenderloins and the back straps. So moving right along. There's the tenderloins. That's what Laura and I are going to have for dinner tonight. I just went ahead and spritzed them with my olive oil spritzer there. And then I patted them down good with musket powder, black musket powder. And we're going to go ahead and let that soak or set up good with the, not really a marinade, but the rub, and let that soak in good. And then we'll braise them in one of those cast iron skillets, and I'll throw them in a 400-degree oven for a few minutes, and we'll bring them out, let them rest, and we'll slice them up. Hoo-ah! So here's our back strap. I took the whole strap like that, bent it in half like so, cut it. Now I've got two pieces. You've got the silver skin on one side, so you're going to basically fillet that off just like it's a fish, and then I'll just touch up the silver skin that's here, and then that'll be pure meat. And then you can slice that up into chops or steaks, little dinky steaks. So, all right, that's pretty much what I'm going to do to process these 2 back straps. And there is the finished product on our back straps and the 1 flank steak. So yeah, there you go. Here's the other side. All right, other side of this one. You know it. Pretty much the same on both sides as what you see. Like 0, at least on the back straps, there's 0 fat in there. On the flank steak, you got just a little bit of marbling in there that you just can't get out. The rest of it is completely void of any of that stuff. So, all right, we'll be vacuum packing this stuff up. I'll cut it up a little bit and then we'll vacuum pack it. Okay, so there we go. We've got the back straps here. These are back straps. That's the flank steak. They're all vacuum packed up and ready to go. And then, of course, we got the tenderloins that have been sitting there percolating and getting ready to go in here in a few minutes. So, be back tomorrow with the brunt of it to break down the rest of the deer.
What is this, stew meat?
Okay, so we're going to do the stew meat. Yes, it is stew meat. Just have to get this vacuum packed. Laura's my vacuum packer. Just labeling it so we know what it is. Goes in there. Get it. So there's no voids in there. That way it packs down good and it seals. So this is obviously an older machine that we have, but it gets the job done. We do a lot of our garden stuff this way, and salmon and what have you, so works pretty good. And just like that, ba-bam, we got us some stew meat. And you notice there's 0 fat in there on that stew meat. I am like anti-deer fat for sure. Okay, that's a wrap on the stew meat. We're going to pick up where we left off yesterday. I let the front shoulders and the hindquarters age overnight in the garage. It's 39 degrees out there right now. It was down in the lower to mid 30s out in the garage last night. Perfect temperature for aging venison or beef or any kind of meat. So I've gone ahead and brought the front shoulders in here and kind of got a start on it. So what I've done here, you can see there's this bone in the front shoulder that comes through here. You want to cut along there. And this is what's called a mock tender or mock tenderloin. You can see how much meat's on there. So that'll make a nice steak. So I've gone ahead and got it started. You can see it over here on this one. Again, here's the bone that's running through, and you just cut along that. And there's kind of a paddle under there. You can see that's all bone right there. So it's kind of dished out. So you cut those off, and the 2 of those will give you a couple of mock tenderloins. And we'll just kind of keep going. I'm not going to go through every step on these shoulders, but I'll do a kind of a follow-up once I have it all cut up and just show you what we got done here. You'll notice that this particular shoulder doesn't have as much meat on it as this one. That's because the deer was standing this way and the shot came in right behind the front shoulder and took out the meat on the back side of its shoulder here. So that was all destroyed with damage to it. So I cut that out of there. But this one will have a nice big old chunk of meat right there, so we'll be able to maximize that. Okay, I'll be back a little bit later. So this is what I got out of the front shoulders. I got 2 nice big packages of stew meat and a couple of steaks out of it. And again, I go back to, I'm not willing to do tendons or any of that suet through there, any fat whatsoever. This is all pure red meat. And that goes pretty much for the steaks and everything else. Now, we're coming into, so that's what we ended up with out of the front shoulders, out of it, front legs and front shoulders. Now we're coming into the 2 hindquarters, and this is where you're going to have your roasts. And there's no way around the fact that you're going to have some fat on it. You're going to have some tendons and ligaments to deal with in here, just the way it is. So if you look at this, what you've got is, here's your top round. And what you do, and I've already kind of done this, but to break this down, you want to really go in and just use your fingers and feel along where the different tendons and ligaments are. You know, these are broken down differently. So here's your top round right here. Then here's your eye of round. It's in here, and I've already cut that out, but that's a nice, really nice piece of meat. So we'll go ahead and set that aside over there, and we'll just start breaking our roasts down, setting them aside, and we'll come back and clean them up. The key is you've got to get all of this slimy stuff. That's the silver skin. And of course you can see this stuff that's definitely silvery, but you can't leave any of this on here. That slimy skin is what gives it a foul taste. So that's where everything in here, all that skin's been removed. There's nothing, there's no fat, there's nothing running through it. It's just the way I have to do it if I'm going to eat it. So I'll be back after I break these down to show you what roasts I ended up with out of this. Okay, we're back again, just checking in. I've got the first hindquarter broken down, and here's what I ended up with. 3 really big roasts, boneless, and another package of stew meat. So here's my final hindquarter. I expect I'll get same out of this one as I got out of that one. So yeah, you know, again, so to start working this, you know, I'm going to go ahead and just start moving. You just start separating your muscles, and you can follow right along where the muscle groups are, and these things will break open, and you end up with those roasts. It's really pretty easy if you just, again, you're just following along here. Now I'll have to take a knife and snip up along here, but you know, if you can see where everything just kind of comes together, right, and separates by doing that. So look, if I could break a deer down, you guys can do it. And the nice thing about doing it this way, as I've said numerous times, we're super picky. We don't want any of the silver skin on there. We don't want any suet in there, or fat, tallow, whatever. We need it to be as void of all of that stuff as possible. Now, these things will probably need a little bit of prep before they go in the oven for roasting or whatever, but you're going to do that when you marinate them up and stuff anyways. So yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, it took me a little bit of time, and you need a decent set of knives, but you know, instead of paying somebody $130, $120 to process your deer, you know, you may as well consider doing it yourself. It's not that difficult. So okay, I'll be back with you a little bit later. So basically that's what I got out of my efforts. This is how much I'm keeping. I've given like half the deer to my buddy Ned for being in camp and helping me and stuff. So I've got 4 roasts. I've got the backstraps, 2 packages of 2. I've got 3 packages of stew slash stir fry meat, and then basically Ned has close to the same amount, so that's actually pretty good, and we'll enjoy that for sure. So hey, I appreciate you tagging along. If you like the video, I appreciate it if you'd hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see this type of video and the different kinds of things that I'm up to. So again, I appreciate you tagging along and watching the video, and hope to see you again. Thanks. Bye.